Hey guys, look what I have here. The first one has landed. The Mini is beautiful. It looks even better in person than in the pictures. The plane is, if you look at it, I mean, look at the size compared to the big one. It's micro. It's definitely a little bit smaller, but boy, is it an awesome beast. I love the new nose. The new nose, we kind of designed it after the X-Wing fighter on Star Wars. There'll be enough room on there to, get a Mobius or, get some type of a flight camera in there. Let me see, I have one here. What you'll have to end up doing is cutting it down in and sliding it a little bit into the battery bay to make it fit. But you could do something like this and still do a flight camera right next to it, or do one of those mounts where you stack it a little bit. But if you make a pocket, you can slide that bad boy right into the nose, super clean, and only have it just sticking out of the front just a little bit. The cameras I've been running are the little tiny thumb cameras by Foxeer, which are literally the size of your thumb. So something like that could go side by side in there. Or use the run cam too and just do a live feed through would be something that would be pretty awesome on this plane. The inside, same way. You can see you got beautiful channels, go around the edges, get all your wiring in. One thing I did is I ran these fiber spars up front, past the front a little bit. On the old Drak, I ran them back a little bit, and once in a while on the crash, we had an area once in a while that this would crack right here. But that's usually on a hard impact. So just from what I learned on that one, I ran these spars up a little bit farther in the front. I didn't do a skid on the bottom of this. If you want to put something on here, it just was kind of obtrusive. It didn't really look right, so we didn't do a skid. And this plane is so light, you could literally put a little tiny hard piece of plastic on there and you'll be done, because the rear skids are going to keep it off the ground anyways. You're going to do the same thing on the other one, clear the nubs, do the same thing. I made this area a little bit wider through the middle, so if you actually want to do some type of mapping with it, you got an area where you can get your mapping camera put in directly from the bottom, or they make some new mapping cameras now that are the size of the GoPro, so it'll fit right in there. Pockets are nice. You can still fit little mini VTX in there. I don't know, this is actually kind of big, but it's got Velcro on the bottom, so it sits up kind of high. Kind of give you an idea. It will fit in there, but you'll probably end up finding that you'll probably put the micro vector in here, or maybe put this guy right in the middle and put the micro vector in the one side. Servos are still the 225 MG size, or my servo size, the servos that I sell. You still got the nubs and the hubs. As far as the motor mount, you have a little bit of a divot in the side, and what you do is you just stick your snap razor on there, and you're just going to run a snap razor around the perimeter to cut the motor mount in. It makes a nice slit, and I put a divot in there so you can see. So when you run the razor over, you can turn around and just slide the plate directly into the back of the plane. Works good. I've already slid that in there and pre-fitted it. It works good. So we're going to go ahead and get the plastics drawn up for this, and start getting a couple of them made, so we can get them pre-flight and tested. But the original flew so damn good in the mini sizes and the two different sizes that there's not going to be a question on how good this flies. The fuselage itself, if you look at this percentage of thickness between the top and the bottom, the thickness on this fuselage in proportion is about 10% thicker than this one. So this one here, since it's a faster plane and I wanted to give room in there for 4, 5, and 6S stacked small batteries, I did leave it a little bit tall, but it is still a little shorter in proportion to the big one. So, this thing should really be able to get on step, because it's still nice and thin through the center section. And these transition areas are a lot smoother here than on the Drak, where we have kind of a big wall right here. This is a sharper edge. It's going to cause it to be even slicker than the big one was, and the big one is already really slick. So nice profile on the nose. Figured I'd give you guys a quick once around and a few pictures. This will really help. One thing I did, since this is thinner through this area here, it's thinner, I widened it out this way a little bit to bring these edges sharper and make a nicer transition for the airflow into the wing fences. But if you look here, it's wider, which is nicer. So if you do cartwheel and tumble it, you have strength on this one that's brought all the way out to the nose. And if you look at the big one stops way back here, but the little one, it comes all the way out to here. So it gives you a nice rib cage on the side of this for strength all the way down the side of the battery bay. So once you lock these fiber spars in with goop and having those nice big sides on it, you'll be able to have a really, really strong, robust aircraft that actually does have a little bit of a nose on it. Damn thing is beautiful. Video to come. I'm loading it now, guys.